Hello, it's Ron back here from Ron's YouTube channel here where we cover drones, GoPros, other camera, and various related tech gear. But today we're back with another drone video, and we have, we have our favorite little drone here, the DJI Mini 3 Pro. You can almost say, we're kind of turning into, you know, uh, Ron's mini drone channel over here, or the Mini 3 channel here. We're doing so much content on it, and it's just it's a great little drone. Offers a lot of features. Going to be a lot of content coming out of this drone in the next few weeks, or probably even months now, with all the buzz this is getting on all the social media as it gets into more users' hands. I heard that the people that order from other sources besides DJI, like your Best Buy, your BH Photos, your Amazon, they will start shipping pretty soon. Hopefully, those people will have the drone in their hands by next week. And today is Thursday, June 16th. This week is almost over. But, getting the start of the show back up here again, what I want to talk about today is one of the important upgrades that the Mini 3 has, that it has over any other mini drone out there so far. As far as my knowledge, no other mini drone has had 4K 60 videos at 60 frames per second. Bigger drones have had it, like Mavic 3 has it, Air 2S has it, Altel Evo 2 Pro has it, but to my knowledge, no other mini drone that's under 250 grams has 60 frames per second at 4K. Not even the famous Nano Plus with that suppose that great sensor on it and that filter that doesn't even have 60 frames per second at 4K. I don't even believe that has 60K at the lower frame rates. But anyhow, I know it doesn't have it at 4K. So anyhow, that's a first for this drone and for a mini. And what the 60 frames per second does for you is, if you film a lot of fast moving subjects, like it could be anything, a car, anything that moves fast or whatever, maybe people running fast, horses running fast, anything that's creating a lot of speed, you can capture it more frames, and look better than if you're on lesser frames. Now, an inanimate object that doesn't move 30 frames or 24 frames per second, or a slow moving object is fine. And the second key thing that the 60 frames per second does for you is allows you to slow the video down in post. And I know these all have 3-axis gimbals, and there's a lot of electronic image stabilization going on around nowadays in various editors and so on. By slowing the frames down, you can still, even put an extra level of smoothness on top of the things such as 3-axis gimbals and electronic image stabilization. So what you would want to do something like that, you would want to set yourself at 60 frames per second, and then put your shutter speed at 120 to get that that motion blur on there too. So and that's a whole other subject we won't get into here. But anyhow, I took my first 4K 60 video with the Mini 3 just yesterday, Mini 3 Pro. I was out at the beach. I was in Longport, and I shot a couple minutes of 4K 60. Now this is totally unedited outside of I chopped it down. Maybe I shot 15 minutes, and you only need to see 2 minutes because a lot of me stopping the drone, hovering, turning it around. So you just got the parts where the drone's actually flying. But I do yaw and stuff like that, so you can see how how smoother it looks on the on the yaw and everything too. So and see how much more detail you get with those extra frames. So and I'm undecided whether I'm going to post it. I'm going to slow it down to 30. I may do it both ways. I may show it to you just 4K 60, and then I may do it again and show you where I slow the 60 frames down to 30-second in post. Like I'll render at 30 frames per second. Now I'll give you a kind of a extra smoothness there. So okay, with no further ado, and I was trying to start to say everything's on Dr. Auto here. I did not set the shutter speed. It was on manual, so whatever it was probably real high because I don't have ND filters, and this has like a 1.7 inch aperture in here, so lets a ton of light in. So the frame rate is probably like 1/2000 or some crazy high thing. So we definitely did. You get that slow motion blur or whatever. I will get ND filters in eventually. It's kind of hard to get right now. Some like even my free will, theirs are out, but they're not. They're kind of they slowed the ship, and DJI's on back order, so on. Anyhow, we will get the ND filters eventually, but anyhow, with Dr. Auto, I think everything else. So you're only in this video, you're only looking for the frame rate or whatever. Anything else, like I said, I know the shutter is going to be too high. I didn't necessarily, do anything with exposure except auto, and do anything with white balance except auto. So we're mostly doing a frame rate test here. So with that setup here, let's roll this video. And the first one's going to be, I'm going to show you the first one's going to be the 4K 60 redder than 60, and then maybe I think I have to come back for a separate video where I slow it down redder than 30. So okay, this is going to be said. I will keep repeating myself, but 4K 60, hopefully rendered in 60. You never know about these editors or whatever. So okay, roll that video, and we'll be back at the end with a little conclusions here. So okay, get ready. Okay, folks, I hope you enjoyed that, that testing of the 4K 60 video that comes out of the DJI Mini 3 Pro. Again, repeat here, this is like a first for mini drones. Usually you only got 4K at 30 in previous mini drones. That was your top option as far as the frame rate. So this is going to be a big deal to people who are fans of the higher frame rates that also want their 4K. People want their cake and eat it too, and there's a lot of people out there that want that cake. So you let me know down in the comments what you thought of how the video looked at the extra 60 frames per second. Whether you thought it was better, or maybe it was too many frames for you. And it's all a matter of personal choice here. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. So, and if you got anything out of this video, don't forget the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, because you may think you're subscribed to my channel, but if you haven't watched the video in a while, you may have got unsubscribed from the channel. So go back in there and make sure you still are subscribed. Well, you might as well hit that ring notification bell button if you want to see more Mini 3, and I'm going to have content on the Mavic 3. Just got a big update. I'm still reviewing the Autel Nano Plus, so it's going to be plenty of drone content. Of course, we're still going to give the older drones a ride like once in a while, like the Air 2S, the Evo 2 Pro, the Mini 2. So we're still going to get those drones out in channel too. So summertime's here, and the time is right for flying drones. So we'll see you on the next one, folks.